Hey, Podcast Land. It's me, Maddie, your favorite child CEO, and now grown-up managerial consultant, Madison.
Has anyone seen...
We're spending a couple of episodes of the podcast, How We Manage Stuff, looking at the relationship between tech and corporate governance.
I printed it out 2 minutes ago.
Because it's one thing to have the tech, and another thing to know how to make that tech work in an organization.
Did you look on the floor behind the printer?
And we're doing this by looking back at Side Pocket, the first startup and the most successful startup of my mentor, Vinny.
It's not here. Wow, a copy of my proposed contract with Dell. Are we keeping track of our documents, people?
Governance touches on issues of management and investment and operations. Vinny learned a lot of key lessons during the early years of Side Pocket.
I've got it.
Oh, that's Rick.
I picked it up by mistake.
He's one of the developers.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Now.
What's the agenda for today? Investments or sales?
That's Molly, who's kind of a chief of operations. She's on loan from
Both.
one of our investors.
It's going to be both until someone moves.
Vinny's in a tricky spot. He's got 3 potential sales contracts, but all 3 want the company to do a demo. But the company can't do the demo without more investment.
But I'm starting with investment today.
If he can close his current round of investment, the company will have the money it needs. But no one is willing to commit funds until he has a sales contract. So Vinny has to get one side or the other to move. Otherwise, nothing will happen, and Side Pocket will vanish, poof, 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 into nothing.
If you need me, send me a page.
Important point here. Pagers. Side Pocket was an early 90s company. No smartphones and no texts. They buzzed and gave you a phone number to call.
Good morning, peasants.
And there is Jesse, one of Vinny's college friends, moved out from Detroit. Thought she was going to be CEO, really wanted the job, but not for the right reasons. First investor rejected her, flatly, no debate, insisted that Vinny be CEO.
And you think you can wait until I get back?
Let me start it.
I don't think she'll take it from anyone but me.
Don't flatter yourself. You may just be the problem.
May the force be with you. Page me if you need me.
Sure. Are you carrying your pager this time?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, thanks.
So, Molly will tackle the first problem of the day and make the day's first mistake. She decides to take a witness with her. When you give an HR problem an audience, it will perform to the crowd.
Come with me, Rick.
Do I want to?
Probably not, but that doesn't bother me. Come.
Well, look who's here. The capitalist pawns.
Can we sit down and talk? Have a cake and coffee. Cleared the air.
Shouldn't I be doing that with you? Besides, air seems clear enough to me.
You all got to kick in the same direction, Jesse. We've got money for 10 days. 10 days. 2 weeks, maybe. At that point, we're empty pocket, and the board will lose its patience.
You know what I think? I think we need a representative on the board. An employee representative. Don't you think that's a good idea?
That's not really relevant right now, Jesse. We're under pressure.
No,
and
it's completely relevant. That's where you're wrong. It's the board that screwed this up.
They give us the resources. We have got to get this to work.
And that's the point. We make it work. If they screw up, we pay the price.
Just a
If
minute.
the board is what? Vinny and 2 old guy bankers? They don't know
Jesse,
squat.
the other 2 board members are investment bankers. They've helped build dozens of tech firms. They're the ones who've invested in Side Pocket.
But we've invested in Side Pocket. We've invested. Shouldn't we have a representative on the board? Rick, you think we deserve a representative, don't you?
I'm not gonna...
With the hours you put in, you know more about this company than some banker.
Well, sure, but...
You gotta stand up for your rights sometime, little man. Otherwise, you're just nothing.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I think it would be good. I think a representative would be good.
Oh, Rick, you know that's not how boards work.
But they're democratic. They're supposed to be democratic and vote.
But they're not representative. Board members don't represent somebody.
No, they represent money, and that's wrong.
Are we really debating the functions of corporate boards?
You brought it up.
But maybe this would help. We have as much at stake here as they
I
do.
don't think I did. But you both know this. Board members get on the board because of their investments. They represent investments.
We've invested time, lots of time.
And there are rules for how employees get vested in the company, how they get their investment recognized so that they can be part of senior management.
But we didn't make those rules. And I didn't agree to them. And Rick didn't either.
What?
The rules. You didn't make them.
No, I didn't.
This isn't the conversation that we should be having now.
Yes, it is. This is the exact conversation we should be having now. If we're going to get anything right, we have to have this conversation now.
We need to help you re-engage, Jessie.
Oh, I am engaged. What I'm not is represented on the board. And Rick isn't either.
Right.
Jessie, you know that the board is not a representative body. When they get together, they put their own interests aside. Then they choose what is best for their investment.
That's not true. Lots of corporate boards have representation. The Red Cross, Save the Children.
Yeah, Red Cross. It has representatives from all over the world.
Sure. Some companies consider themselves to be collaborative activity and make sure all their stakeholders are represented on the board. But that's not what we do.
Oh, isn't that convenient? We choose the theory of corporate governance that best helps you.
All of us, Jess.
I don't think so.
Jessie, you have a good deal. Can't we make it work?
A deal? A deal? I did have a deal. Really something, and the board took it away because I had no representation. Rick had no representation. I've lost something.
Hey, I wasn't actually an employee then, so...
You know how this works, Jessie.
Tell me to my face. Hello again, Podcast Land. It's me, Madison. I'm here because you all know the next line, the next thing that Jessie's gonna say. You know this because you're not listening to a discussion between co-workers. Jessie is playing it as a breakup scene. A relationship is coming apart. No, has come apart. And her next line will end it for good. So breakup scenes can work one of two ways. Well, three, if you want to do it honestly, but few people do. You can pretend to take the blame by saying, oh, it's not you, it's me, I'm not worthy of you, blah, 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 blah. It's cowardly because it avoids an honest discussion of the issues, and it falsely suggests that you can exit with your ego untouched. The second strategy is the one that Jessie has chosen. Pick a fight, take it to the street, be sure there are witnesses, make accusations, broaden the argument, and when the public seems to be leaning in your direction, land a punch that can't be taken back. And who decided what was good for capital was good for me? Those were the words. And who decided what was good for capital was good for me? Good for me. For me. For me. It's a breakup scene. Jessie can't move beyond the personal rejection to see the assets she really holds and what she could do with them. She's in a company, not a family. The two are not the same, even though we sometimes pretend they are. We don't promise to love and honor our corporation as long as we both shall live, and we shouldn't expect the same in return. Vinny wasn't really surprised when he got back and heard the news about Jessie.
She didn't bust anything, did she?
No, just kind of spit on all of us.
And Rick, it's a little surprising.
He'll be back. He was just kind of surprised by her arguments. Just surprised. That's all.
At this point in their contract, we don't have a lot of obligations, but maybe we can ease the party.
Keep it to book. Keep it to book. You know that's best.
You're right. But she's really talented. You should have seen her.
And how did you do? Better than us. You didn't respond to my page.
That's what that was. May have solved the deadlock. Maybe good.
Customer and investor will flip their cards at the same moment.
Pretty much. UPI will give us a conditional letter of intent to sign a contract.
Not a deal, but moving in the right direction. What do they want?
Lakeside Associates do the same for an investment.
Letter of intent for letter of intent. What does Lakeside want?
A board seat.
For that size of an investment.
It's not just the size, it's the timing. And they know it. They knew what was happening and played their hand.
Played their hand. That's what we do. That's the lesson. But to play, you have to see the board clearly. And you don't see clearly if you're more interested in staging a scene, making the other side feel your anger than in playing the game. So this is the end of our scene for today. More tech governance in the next episode. And this is Madison, the CEO. Or Maddie, the CEO, for How We Manage Stuff. Bye, Podcast Land. Bye! Peasants.